Hi everybody. In this video we are going to learn regarding classification of crystalline solids. Last video we discussed about types of solids, crystalline and amorphous. Crystalline and amorphous. In this video we are going to learn about the classification of crystalline solids. Classification of crystalline solids. How many types are there? Already we studied crystalline solids are classified into what is that? Ionic, covalent, metallic, molecular. These four are main classifications. In that one, first one is ionic solids. First one is ionic solids. In ionic solids, what is that? Solid is a ionic solid. What we can say in this one, the main point is how that solid is formed, what bonds are making the solid to form, that is ionic bond. This is ionic solid, so that the bonds are definitely, what bonds are there? Ionic bonds are there. What type of bonds are there? Definitely ionic bonds are there. What we know regarding ionic bond? What is ionic bond? Is nothing but there is a electrostatic force of attraction between one cation and one anion. There is a cation and there is a anion. In between these two there is a electrostatic force of attraction, that is nothing but ionic bond. These ionic bonds are responsible for the ionic solid. See here, the point is strong electrostatic attractive force. This is nothing but the definition of ionic bond. See, attraction is required to existing this ionic solid. To existing this ionic solid, what is required? Ionic bond is required. Ionic bond, for ionic bond, what is required? Attractive forces are required. How the attractive forces are developing? Suppose one cation is there, means it is going to surround by negative ions. Surroundings and all negative ions, then only there will be a attraction. There will be attraction. See here, attraction. Because of that only there is a electrostatic force of attraction developed, so that ionic bonds are going to get developed. Based on that, ionic solid is going to form. These ionic crystals are possess definite crystal structure. All the ionic bonds are giving a ionic crystals, that is we can say as a crystal structure. Here many solids are CCP structure. CCP, about this we are going to learn in future. Next videos we are going to discuss very clearly regarding this cubic closed packed, but most of the ionic solids are coming under this CCP structure. Examples: Na plus NaCl, normal salt, NaCl crystal. Here they given, what they given here? Here they are talking about the crystal of NaCl, crystal of salt. Here what is it? This yellow color one is a sodium. This green color one is a chlorine. See this. This is negative ion and this is a positive ion. This is a negative ion. Side one is a positive ion. And this is a negative. It is a positive. Observing or not? Negative, positive, negative, and here positive. There is a alternate side by side, so that there is a development of electrostatic force of attraction. This is regarding ionic solid and their lattice crystal, their crystal, ionic crystal. And we will go for the characteristics of what? Ionic solids. Ionic solids characteristics. What are the properties? Here they have high melting points. High melting point. You have give more temperature, high temperature to melt them, because ionic bonds are strong bonds. Why? Ionic bonds are very strong comparatively with the remaining. These solids do not conduct, this is important, these solids do not conduct electricity, because ions are fixed in their lattice position. This can come for your exams as a 2 marks question, otherwise for NEET and all this is coming as a theoretical question. In solid state, ionic solids do not conduct electricity, because this what is that? This Cl and this Na, this Cl and this Na, They are occupying their fixed positions. What is the reason here? They are they are fixing their lattice positions. They are fixing into their particular position. That position is called as a lattice positions. They do conduct. See here, this is different. This is different one. They do conduct. They do conduct electricity in molten state, otherwise in a aqueous, in water. Whenever you are adding water to this one, you are taking NaCl. Solid means it is not conducting, but you are taking water here means then it is going to dissolve. There is a NaCl solution is going to form. It can conduct electricity, but only NaCl cannot conduct. But aqueous NaCl, otherwise molten, otherwise what is that, molten form can conduct electricity. They are hard and only strong external force. They are hard because ionic bonds are hard. Whenever you are giving external force, this is just a salt. You are giving too much force, external force you are applying any side means what is that? You are applying a force. External force applying means these positions are going to change. This position is coming here. This position will come here. This position can come here because you are applying a force. These are the characteristic properties for this ionic solids. And the next one will be covalent, and the next one will be covalent solids. The name itself is these are covalent solids. What are the responsible bonds here? What are the responsible bonds? Covalent bond. What are the responsible bonds here? Covalent bond. What is a covalent bond? This is a, what is a covalent bond? What is a covalent bond? This is nothing but a, what is that? Sharing of, what is that? Sharing of electrons between the atoms. Sharing of electrons between the atom. What is sharing here? What is sharing here? See here. For example, carbon having how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4 valence electrons. Other carbon also having 4 valence electrons. These two carbons are sharing. This is sharing this electron. This is sharing this electron. So this is a covalent bond. So mostly organic chemistry. What is that? Carbon, organic chemistry, otherwise carbon chemistry, all the bonds are covalent bonds. All the bonds are covalent bond. Covalent bond is formed by sharing of electron. What is that? Sharing of electrons. These are also strong bonds. Diamond. Diamond means what? Diamond is, this is the diamond structure. Whatever the thing here it is there, it is a diamond. Here diamond means all the carbon in a tetrahedral position. So this tetrahedral arrangement is going to, what is that? This tetrahedral arrangement is going to repeat with different carbons. Keep on repeating. So this is the, what is that? Tetrahedral arrangement repeating. This is nothing but a diamond. This is nothing but diamond. This bonds also. What is that? What are the bonds? What are the bonds we are seeing here? All these bonds are nothing but covalent bonds. So this is a covalent solid. Diamond example. And silicon carbide. What is the silicon carbide formula? Silicon, SiC. Here silicon also carbon group only. Carbon, silicon, germanium, what is the tin, lead. Both are having a same group. So that both are having a same number of valence electrons. In a similar way, in the place of silicon, carbon. In the place of carbon, silicon is there. That's it. It's also like a diamond structure only. But instead of one carbon, silicon will be there. So it is also forming a covalent bond. Silicon carbide also gigantic structure. It is a see that it is a gigantic structure. That means all the bonds are three-dimensional network. Entirely it will be, what is that? Entirely it will be three-dimensional network. All the covalent bonds combinedly giving three-dimensional network it will be. This is what a covalent, this is what a covalent solids. In that one, covalent bonds are there. Examples diamond and silicon carbide, and they are also hard. Why? Our diamond also hard. They have high melting points. They are usually poor thermal. They are poor thermal and electrical conductance. They cannot conduct heat very clearly, very fastly, and electricity also cannot pass through these things. Through diamond it is not going to pass. In a similar way, if some other cases, graphite you are going to see means, see here what I will talk here, graphite. It is a one of the question will come here. Graphite. Graphite is having a forming a three bonds. In graphite structure, all our carbons are there. All the carbons are there. Graphite forming a what type of structure? Hexagonal structure. Graphite can form a what type of structure? This one, hexagonal structure. Hexagonal means each carbon having how many bonds? Three bonds. But carbon having how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4 valence electrons. Here what is there? Here in graphite you are observing this carbon, this side one bond, this side one bond, this side one bond only forming. This carbon you are seeing means this side one bond, this side one bond, this side three bonds only is there. So one electron is remaining. So that each carbon having one valence electron. Each carbon having one valence electron. So that diamond does not conduct electricity, but graphite can conduct electricity due to the free electron available. Otherwise delocalized electron available, otherwise pi electron available at that each carbon. So it is a good conductor of electricity. In case in the examination they can ask why graphite is a very good conductor, because due to the free electron at each carbon, otherwise pi electron at each carbon, otherwise delocalized electron at each carbon. This is the answer we have to say. And the next one will be, what is the next one? The next category, third category is molecular solids. Ionic solids over, ionic over, covalent over. This is the time for to discuss molecular. This molecular solids again classified into three types. First one is non-polar molecular solids. Second one is polar molecular solids. Third one is hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Okay, generally what is this molecular solids? In this one, the constituents are molecules. So these are all molecular solid. Here the point what you have to remember is, here weak van der Waals forces are there. Ionic solid means ionic bonds, covalent solid means covalent bond, molecular solids means what type of bonds are there? Van der Waals forces are there. Van der Waals forces are weak forces. Van der Waals forces are weak forces. Molecular solids are soft and they do not conduct electricity. They also cannot pass the electricity through them. These molecular solids are further classified into three types. These three are non-polar, polar, hydrogen bonded molecular solids. See, now we are going to discuss about this first non-polar. In this non-polar molecular solids, what molecules are responsible? Non-polar molecules. See here also point is there. What molecules are important here? Non-polar molecule. What is this non-polar means? Non-polar. What is it? When you can say it is a non-polar? When you can say, if the dipole moment will be 0, that means mu value 0 means you can say it is a non-polar. Mu value 0 means you can say as a non-polar. That type of molecules are called as non-polar molecules. This non-polar molecules forms non-polar molecules. What bonds are there? These are held together by weak dispersion forces or London forces. See here, non-polar molecule, what bonds are responsible? Weak dispersive forces or London forces. Why? This non-polar molecule means dipole momentum is 0. Dipole momentum means there is no charge development. There is no positive and there is no negative. No positive is not there, negative is not there. So that there is no attraction. Whenever attraction is there, whenever attraction is not there, how they are forming a solid? Solid means they have to come together, they are come very near, then only solid is forming. But if these are non-polar, if the dipole momentum is 0, if the attraction is not there, how the solid is forming? So here other types of forces are there, weak dispersion forces. It is like this surface. What is that? What is responsible here? It is one non-polar molecule, it is one non-polar molecule. This surface and above this surface, both the surfaces are going to interact. This is what the dispersive forces, otherwise London forces. And how they are going to attract with each other? See that. See this. We will talk. How they are going to discuss with each other. How they are going to discuss with each other. I will take one atom, non-polar, positive ion, nucleus at the center, electrons are moving in this one. Every time electron is trying to go away. Every time electron is trying to go away. Every time trying to electron is go away. Every time electron is trying to go away. Every time electron is trying to go away. So this here there is a small dipole generated. Here also small dipole generated. Here also small dipole generated. Here also fractional dipole momentum generated. Here also fractional dipole momentum generated. All these small dipole moments combinedly generate a small amount of dipole momentum. That dipole momentum is responsible for the dispersive forces. That dipole momentum is responsible for the dispersive forces. How the dispersive forces, otherwise London forces, how the dispersive forces, otherwise London forces generated? Whenever a molecule you are going to see, whenever atom is there, non-polar molecule is there, nucleus is at the center, electrons are moving in their path. Every time electron is trying to go away from the path, at the time nucleus is pulling inside. Here also trying to go away, again nucleus is pulling inside. Here also trying to go away, nucleus is pulling inside. So that whenever is trying to go away, there is a small dipole momentum. Here also small dipole momentum. Here also small dipole momentum. Here also small dipole moment generated. All these dipole momentums are combinedly all these dipole moment resulting one type of forces that is nothing but what type of forces? Nothing but dispersive forces. Here, whenever these are weak forces, whenever weak forces are there, they have low melting points. Usually in a liquids or gas state, weak forces are there, so that generally they have low melting points, are usually in liquids or gas state at a room temperature. Whenever attractions are weak, so they cannot attract strongly. That means they cannot come very near, so they maintain a distance. When the atoms are maintaining a distance, medium distance, otherwise too much distance. Medium distance maintaining means they are existing as a liquid. Too much distance they are maintaining means they are existing as a gas. This is because of their weak dispersion forces, otherwise London forces. Naphthalene and anthracene are examples. Each category one examples we have to remember. That is our responsibility. Second one is polar molecule. Here polar, that means what is the meaning of the polar here? Polar means definitely dipole momentum is not zero. Not zero means there will be a, what is that? There will be a attractions. There will be, because of attractions what is there? Positive part is there and negative part is there. Positive dipole and negative dipole. This is called as dipole interaction. Because of this, because of the net dipole momentum not equal to 0, some dipole momentum is there, so some charges are developed, so that their interactions are going to be strong. Whenever dipole interactions are there, the bond is going to be strong, have higher melting points than the non-polar. When you are comparing with this non-polar, these polar molecules are high, what is that? Higher melting points. Last category and third category. What is third category here? See this. What is third category here? Third category, hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bonded molecular solids. What bonds are responsible here? Here the name itself is saying hydrogen bonds. Here what is the meaning of hydrogen bond? Hydrogen bond means what? There is a bond between hydrogen and more electronegative element. This bond is nothing but hydrogen bond. This is nothing but hydrogen bond. There also types are there. Within the molecule means intramolecular hydrogen bond. Two different molecule means intermolecular hydrogen bond. Anyway, one hydrogen and most electronegative element నడువులో ఎన్న బాండ్ ఫామ్ అయ్యడమో that is nothing but hydrogen bond. This is also weak bond only. All the molecular solids are there. In this molecular solids bonds are van der Waals force. This itself is weak. So here dispersive forces are weak. Here dipole force also weak. Here hydrogen bonds also weak only. Okay sir, in these three types of bonds, which bonds are strong? Among these three, when you are comparing means, see, among these three we are going to compare means dipole. What is that? This is important. Dipole is stronger than second one. What is the second one? This one. Dispersion forces. Otherwise, what we can say? London forces is greater than hydrogen bond. This is the order. This order is important for us. This order is important. What is that? Dipole is greater than dispersive forces, otherwise London forces, hydrogen bonds. When you are giving a category, first place you are going to give to this one, polar. Second place you are going to give for a non-polar. Third place you are going to give for a hydrogen bonded molecular sources. When you are talking about what? When you are talking about what? When you are talking about what? What is that? Their melting points. Okay, this is what the classification of that three. And here the same slide only. Here we are going to observe what is the first position for there. See that they means polar molecules, they have higher melting points than the non-polar molecules. Example, solid CO2, solid NH3. Whenever you are talking about, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Melting point order we want to write means 2 is coming first. What is that? First 2 coming. 2 is greater than, 1 is greater than 3. This is what, this can come in the examination. So what you have to remember here, non-polar means what bonds are there here? Weak dispersive forces. Polar means what bonds are there here? Polar means what bonds are? Dipole interactions. Hydrogen bond means what bonds are there? Hydrogen bonds are there. Here molecular solid means generally all these 1 and 2 and 3 combinedly called as weak van der Waals forces. This is what about the classification and the data regarding molecular solids. And we will go for the next one. This is what we discussed right now. And finally, already ionic solids we discussed, covalent discussed, molecular discussed. Finally, this is metallic solids. Name itself is there. What bonds are there? Metal. So that there is a metallic bond. Metal bond. So here what we have to observe is, see, lattice points are occupied by positive metals, ions, and a cloud of electrons pervades the space. Pervades means spreading. What is that? This is spreading in the space. For example, one metal I am taking. Just to consider one metal. How these metallic bonds are happening? See that metal means what we know. Any metal, M is equal to M plus 1 electron. Metal means what is the definition? Otherwise you can say metal means which can lose the electron. That is called as a metal. So metal means M plus is there and the electrons are there. Here what happened? Metal means this is one metal you consider. In this one, all the M plus are one side. M plus, positive ions. Here all the electrons are other side. This attraction, because of this positive and negative. Here see, here positive ion and negative ion. Here positive ion and here negative ion. Here positive ion and here there is a force is developed. This bond is nothing but metallic bond. This is existing due to the series positive metal ions and the cloud of electrons. It is a electron cloud. cloud of electrons in the space. They are hard, they are having a high melting points. Here see, metallic solids possess excellent electrical thermal conductivity. Electrical, excellent. This is the remaining and all not conducting electricity. They are not conducting. They are not a good conductors of thermal. Here, this metal one is good conductor of electricity, good conductors of heat. They possess bright luster. Luster means here some shiny. So examples, metals and metal alloys belongs to this type of solids. The copper metal, iron metal, zinc metal, silver, gold, copper and zinc. Copper and zinc called as what? Copper and zinc is called as brass. The copper and tin called as bronze. These are all the bronze. These are all the alloys. Alloys also like is a mixing of metals, homogeneous mixing of metals, but they are also having the metal properties. Alloys is nothing but developing of mixing of homogeneous mixing of the metals to get a better properties like preventing rust, shining, hardness. To get a better properties, we are combining the metals. Our given copper zinc is a brass metal, copper tin is a bronze metal, like that we can study. Here metals having high melting point, they are good conductors of electricity and what? They are good conductors of electricity and what we can say? Heat. And shortly all this, whatever the ionic we studied till now, ionic studied, molecular studied, covalent studied and metallic, shortly we are going to study. Shortly what we can study? Ionic means ionic forces, ionic bonds. Ionic means ionic forces. They are brittle. Brittle means what? They are hard only, but we can break like a salt. You are touching the salt, it is looking, it is feeling, it is giving a feeling of hardness, but you can break it. Hard, high melting points, and insulators. They cannot pass electricity through them in solid, but conductors fused and aqueous solutions. This point already we studied. Examples. These are the NaCl, KCl, MgCl are the examples. Then what is that? Covalent or network. Covalent bonds are responsible. They are also hard and high melting points. Diamonds here. Diamond and silicon dioxide. This is different example. Then molecular solids. How many types we studied? Three types are studied. So that three types of forces are there. Dispersion forces, dipole forces, hydrogen bond. Dispersion forces are present in where? In a non-polar. Dipole presenting in a polar. Hydrogen bond present in a hydrogen bond solids. They are also soft, low melting point and insulator. Examples H2O, Br2, CO2 and methane. So it is better to remember at least 2 to 3 examples for every category. And next one is, final one is metallic. Which is responsible? Metallic bonds are responsible. Here also variable hardness and high melting point. Malleable and ductile. These properties for metals. These are all the examples for metal. We are going to discuss about what is the malleability and ductility. What is malleability and ductility? Just see here. Malleability and ductility. This is a, see, this is a one metal. This is a one metal. You are going to hammering means what will happen? You can make it like a layer. This is nothing but a layer. This property is called as malleability. Here you have a one metal like this. You are using some force. This side means it is going to elongate. There will be a tensile strength is going to generate. For example, this much copper is there. I can apply some force on this so that I will get a copper wire. This property is called as ductility. I have a this much gold is there, so that I can make a gold layer. This is gold layer. This is nothing but a, what to say, I have a this much gold is there, so by using some hammering and all I can make a gold layer like this. This is called malleability property. This is a ductility property. And here you see, we studied now molecular solids are classified into three types. No, that three types also we are going to study here. These three. Again see, this is a, again all the crystalline solids are classified molecular solids. In molecular solids, what are the particles? Molecules are the particles. In metallic, what are the particles? Kernels Kernels means what? Kernels means what is this? These positive parts are kernels, negative parts are electrons. Understand? What is that? Kernels and mobile electrons are constituent particle. Examples are there. Covalent. Non-metal atoms linked to adjacent atoms by covalent bonds. So covalent solids are there. Their bonds are covalent bonds. They form a gigant molecule, very very big molecule. Diamond is a gigantic structure. Silicon carbide is a gigantic structure. Silicon dioxide is a gigantic structure. And AN is a gigantic structure and graphite is a gigantic structure. And ionic, finally ionic. Positive and negative ions are constituent particles. Ionic means what are there? Ionic bonds are there. Ionic bond means what is that? Cation and anion, there is electrostatic force of attraction. This is nothing but ionic bond. It is going to present in ionic solids. NaCl, MgO, ZnS, calcium fluoride, all these are examples of ionic. All these examples for the ionic solids. And again molecular solids classified into three types: polar, non-polar, hydrogen bonded, and their examples also given here. See that it is advisable that students, we have to remember, it is important, each one they will ask examples in the examinations like a NEET. How can I answer? It is not a concept based, this is a memorize. You have to memorize. I have to memorize and you have to memorize. These questions directly can come in the NEET and any other examinations. This is what the classification. This is what the classification of crystalline solids into different categories. Different categories. This is the section. This is the section for today. Okay, now.